I'm curious about how many people have built a life that looks really good on paper, but deep down, you know something is not fully right anymore. I think a lot of women are in that space right now, not because they're ungrateful or flaky or don't know how to work hard, but because they've outgrown something that they worked really hard to build. It's such a confusing place to be because the question becomes, do I push through and keep going, or is this my sign to pivot? I've thought about this so much in my own life. I originally thought that my path would look very different than it does right now. I thought that I was supposed to be an apparel and jewelry designer. That was what I had as a plan in my head for myself. And while I still love that world so much and feel very connected to it, my career actually evolved into owning a wholesale showroom and sales agency, representing product based brands in the gift industry. And for a long time, there was a part of me that quietly judged that, like maybe I had drifted too far from what the original plan had been. Like maybe changing direction meant that I somehow got it wrong or that I failed. What I've realized is sometimes your path doesn't unfold differently because you failed. Sometimes it unfolds differently because it's taking you in a direction you could never have planned. That's where I think many women get stuck. We don't just grieve what is hard. Sometimes we grieve the version of life that we thought that we were supposed to have, the version of ourselves we thought we would be. And when you're standing in that in between space, it can be really hard to know whether you're being asked to stay the course or finally let yourself want something different. But I think the difference is this: if something feels hard because it's stretching you, that's one thing. But if something feels heavy because it no longer aligns, that's another. One requires courage to keep going, and the other really requires courage to let go. And a lot of us stay stuck because we've been taught not to trust ourselves. As women, we're taught to over explain, second guess, wait for proof, to call our intuition fear and our knowing unrealistic. So then we keep repeating the same painful patterns, not because we're broken, but because we're disconnected from ourselves. And sometimes the real work is not manifesting more, it's clearing our beliefs and patterns that keep pulling you back into what you know you've already outgrown. Maybe your next version of life begins when you stop asking everyone else what they think and start listening to what you already know. Intuition is not loud. It is calm. It repeats itself. It keeps tapping you on the shoulder until you're ready to listen. So if you're in a season where you're questioning everything, this is your reminder. You're allowed to want something different. You are allowed to pivot and you are allowed to trust yourself again.